my beautiful friends and subscribers, welcome. I am so thrilled to have you guys with me for another pick a card. And if this is the first time you're joining me, welcome. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer, and I deliver messages through the cards that help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So in today's reading, I'm going to be focusing on your hidden potential. I'm going to reveal to you what that potential is and how you can unlock it in your life. So I have 3 piles for you guys to select from. Pile number 1 is partnered with this beautiful yellow daisy and the orange calcite. Then pile number 2 has this pink garden rose and the rose quartz. Pile number 3 has these beautiful little purple flowers and the amethyst point. So I'm going to give you guys a second to select your pile. I'll give you a close-up of the items and the cards, and I will see you in a moment. Hi, pile number 1, welcome back. So you picked the yellow daisy and the orange calcite. And as I mentioned in the intro, this reading is focused on your hidden potential, what that potential is, and how you can bring that forward into your life. And before we get into the cards, I just want to thank all of you for supporting my work. It means so much to me. You have been such an incredible support to me over the last year and a half. I've received so many kind messages and it means so much to me. And if this is the first time you're joining me, I hope that you will enjoy the reading. And if you do, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the reading, or commenting. I love to read all of your comments. So let's get into this reading. The first card that you received is the Secrets card, followed by Heart with a Key, Welcoming Love, Meeting the One, Opening Your Heart, Getting Together, Perfect. The Change card, followed by Security. Then the Prince card, Light Attribute, Romantic Charm, and Potential for Power. There is also a shadow element on this card, which says using power for self-aggrandization. Then Brown Bear Spirit, Take Time Out. Breaking the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. And then the 10 of Cups. Okay, so what's coming forward is that your hidden potential is connected to the energy of love. The way that you connect with people, the way they view you, the influence that you have on their lives, your ability to help them to potentially unlock something that's, buried deep inside them, to get them to a place where they can reveal their secrets, or to get to a place of security where they feel safe, maybe safe around you, maybe safe in their own skin. And it looks like this is a lesson that's connected to some ancestral energy in your life. So this might be something that you've actually struggled with. You might have had trouble finding balance in love relationships. There might have been some difficult connections with family members. Maybe there's been a lack of stability in your friend group or in your workplace, and you've had to experience a lot of change. And maybe some of this was self-inflicted, like maybe you decided that you wanted to leave a job or you wanted to leave a relationship. And it's led you to a place where you've had to take some time out after a battle. This number 9 always makes me think of the 9 of Wands, and that's connected to the wounded warrior, going through something really difficult and learning from it. And it might not have been in this life. The number 8 always makes me think of past lives, and that's on the Secrets card. So it's possible that some of the things that you're carrying into this life that have influenced you are actually traumas from past lives. Some of it might be just from your earlier life with your family, but it's caused you to sort of like react to relationships a particular way and possibly pushed people away or walked away from opportunities that were presented to you because you were afraid or you didn't feel confident and comfortable. And either you have already overcome this, like you've learned the lesson and you've moved into a place of empowerment, or you are going to be doing that. And that is really connected to your hidden potential, because once you unlock that, it looks like it's going to dramatically improve your life, bringing you to the 10 of Cups. So complete fulfillment. But there's going to be a trickle down effect. Like, look at all of these cups. They're all stacked. You know, you pour love into one and it overflows into the next, into the next, into the next. And you do have this card about ancestral patterns. So this, you know, reluctance to trust in love or to surrender to love or the uncertainty of love in any capacity. Like, love can be romantic, but love can be familial. It can be with friends. Like, it doesn't have to be only one way. It can be self-love. But this sort of like barrier, this trouble that you've had in the past may have come from your own family. There might have been a pattern where at some point in your family history, there was some pain, something happened that led to trauma, and the people that were involved in that had a really hard time facing that. It's possible that the culture at the time discouraged them from facing, you know, their pain. They may not have had the means to do that. They might have not had the resources, or they were struggling, so they had to just keep going. And they might have been also afraid of facing those things, because it's difficult facing our fears. It's difficult healing. And they decided that they would just bury it. And a lot of people do this. They think, okay, I just won't think about it any longer and it will go away on its own. But of course it doesn't. It informs us in how we interact with people. And what they did is they ended up making decisions about the relationships in their life from this place of pain. And it influenced the romantic relationships, the friendships, the family relationships, and it also informed how they raised their children. And then those children grow up and the pattern repeats unless they decide to break that chain. And that's what this card is talking about. So you might come from a family that has multiple generations where there's been this persistent problem with love, not being able to express love. You know, parents never saying, I'm proud of you, I love you, you mean a lot to me. Or, you know, relationships that have broken down where there's a lot of arguing, there's a lot of just heartbreak in the home or in the relationship. And that can really inform younger generations of what it is to be in partnership. Like, they start to get this message that it's all toxic, it's all difficult, and there is no security in it. But I think that you're going to heal this. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a relationship that's conventional in any way, but it does look like you're changing this pattern. You're going to figure out how to find the security in self. I think you're going to like really empower yourself. Like, yes, you might end up meeting your perfect partner, but it might also mean that you become the perfect partner to yourself, which then changes your vibration. You will end up elevating your vibration because you'll feel happy, you'll feel whole, you'll feel contented. You won't be striving or searching for anyone or anything outside of you, which means that the universe is going to magnetize things to you that also are completely whole. People, experiences, there isn't going to be something that you need to change or do. It's just going to be abundance on abundance. This like massive trickle down effect of real sheer bliss is what they want me to say. So this is absolutely gorgeous. like, I feel like you have the potential to not only walk into a beautiful romantic relationship, if that's something you're interested in, but you also have the potential to bring about that romance and passion in others and potentially step into a position of power where maybe you're not inspiring romantic love in someone, you are inspiring loyalty and devotion to your brand or your company. You know, like you're motivating them in another way, and they want to follow you where you're leading. You know, like you're going to figure out one of the secrets to life, and that is being present and happy in the moment, being content with who you are, truly being devoted to who you authentically are, recognizing that change is an inevitable part of life. That's the only thing that you can completely guarantee, and that you're completely safe. You don't need to hang on to things or people that don't benefit you, and you don't have to worry about the risk to your security by going after what you actually love and desire, because the universe is supporting you. Things can work out for you if you put in the work and you believe in yourself. It's going to take time, but it can absolutely happen. But it starts with the balance of your own energy. So start there, and then everything else is going to unfold for you. So let's get some more cards and find out some more about how you can unlock this hidden potential, or possibly some more guidance about what the potential is. Oh, yeah, you got professional assistance. So like I was saying, I really think that for many of you, this will be a matter of you really understanding how to create strong bonds with people in work environments, creating loyalty either through the people that you're working with, like your colleagues, or it could be inspiring loyalty to your brand, and you have a whole bunch of clients or fans that really like see the wisdom in what you're doing or what you're saying, and they want to work with you is what's coming forward. You got the transformation card and angels of the four directions. This is so beautiful. I love this. Okay, so you're transforming. You are moving away from a whole old phase of your life where, you know, things might have been a lot more difficult. There might have been a lot of draining energetic connections that you had. In the background, there's all this sort of spider web of energy. And we're all energetic beings. We're constantly interacting on an energetic level. And you can get energetic ties between yourself and other people that are referred to as energy cords. We all naturally have this created. It's just a natural function of our system. Some can be positive, some can be negative. The cords that you have with people that are lower vibrational, or if the quality of the relationship is lower vibrational, that energy can drain you. And it's really important to sever yourself from those connections. You can actually have a cord cutting done. That's something I do in my Reiki sessions. Or you can start to work on that yourself on an ongoing basis by disconnecting yourself from people that will drain you and that don't appreciate you, and you walk towards the light is what they want me to say. So when I say they, I'm talking about my guides. So it looks to me like you're closing out a major cycle and you're moving towards something that's going to bring you more abundance, but also a lot more peace. And you're in the process of pulling together all of those different qualities that are authentically you. So it's not just the heart energy, the love that you're bringing forward. You're going to balance that with your logic. You're also going to be balancing that out with your physical responsibilities, the things you need to do on a daily basis to survive. And you're also going to be balancing that out with all of your passions as well. What are the things that really fire you up? And it looks like you'll be guided to this by spirit. I think that you're going to, okay, You want me to pull one more? I think that it's going to come yes, oh my God, it's going to come so naturally to you is what I wanted to say. You got the discovery card. There are things that you have potential in that I don't think that you realize you are skilled at. So you might be very skilled at helping people to feel safe or to feel heard or to pull out like the best qualities that they bring to the table. In a workplace, this might be really being able to analyze what someone is skilled at so that you can empower them to use those skills. Not only will that help that individual feel like they're a vital member of the team, but you're also going to get the best quality work from them because they're good and they enjoy what you're asking them to do. So the quality of the work will end up making the business more successful. And then it's really easy to figure out, okay, we have like a need for someone who has this skill, and this skill, because you can easily see where the missing pieces are. And that is a skill that only someone who is able to take a step back and really reflect on the bigger picture and isn't like, being led by their ego is able to do. So this is really, really powerful. Let's get some more cards. Ow. That card literally just cut my finger. Oh my God. Wow, so this might be a little bit painful for you. That is so crazy. I've never had a tarot card literally slice my finger before, but sure enough, it happened. Okay, what? Yeah, I mean, this transition might be a little bit painful for you. You might have been either, you might have succumbed and like just surrendered to things that don't benefit you, that you didn't want to do, you don't enjoy, and it's going to be just to have that security, and it's going to be difficult for you to go out on a limb and take those risks necessary. Others of you are a little more avoidant. You may run away from situations where you feel like you are being too vulnerable, or you're being asked to be vulnerable and you're asked to be authentic, in a creative way, or to express your deeper emotions, desires, thoughts, ideas, and you just avoid that at all costs. And that will be painful. It's necessary. You got the Hierophant. This is part of the teaching. This is what you need to do to create that long-term stability, to be able to, change this energy so you not only teach yourself but others. But you also got the Tower. So this is going to help you to have that solid foundation. But when the Tower falls, it is a huge shock to the system. But this is divinely guided. You got the Star. It will be wish fulfillment. It might not feel like it in the moment. It's one of those things where it might feel like this is a punishment, and then in hindsight, you'll look back and you'll think, oh wow, this set me on the course for major success. So once the Tower is cleared, where are pile number 1 going to be? Yes, I love this. Okay, so once you embody this energy that you have, once you embody and learn the lesson and you discover your hidden potential to help like others discover themselves and their creative talents and their love energy, and you're stepping into this role of bringing people together, creating strong communities, and being authentic, you will then step into this energy of complete balance where you are giving of yourself and others are freely giving back to you, and you can surrender to that energy, and you can take that on. You can accept that, not running from it, taking those gifts because you deserve them, and then using that power, those gifts, those resources to create more fulfillment for yourself with the Knight of Pentacles. You're going to take what you already have, you're going to take what you're gifted, and you're going to create even more abundance and balance for yourself. And you're going to leave all of the deceptive energy behind. The Seven of Swords could be indicating that others have been destructive in your life or haven't been honest with you, but it could also mean that you haven't been completely honest, either with others or with yourself. It could mean that you were sort of using different tactics to try and get ahead, like sort of manipulating the energies around you, not because you're trying to be toxic or anything, but just because you're playing the game. You know, a lot of people feel like, oh, I just need to like sort of suck up to this person, or I need to like do this, not because I want to, but because it'll look good. And you're just going to walk away from that. You're going to align yourself with those same kinds of actions, but doing it for people and causes that you actually are passionate about. Not trying to force yourself into playing this role so that you can create stability with something that you don't even want. You're going to attract the things that you naturally vibrate with. So that concludes your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is so inspiring. I'm very, very excited for you. I would love to know your thoughts. If you want to share your experience or your feelings about the reading, I would love to hear. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me, I do private readings, as I mentioned. You can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you'll find all kinds of information about my services, my booking, my prices. I do tarot card readings. I also do spiritual coaching, which is a live tarot card and channeling session. I do channeled sessions with your spirit guides, and I do Akashic Records readings so I can look into your past lives. And I also do Reiki sessions, and everything is distance. I utilize Zoom a lot, so no matter where you are in the world, I can work with you. So have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2, welcome back. So you picked the Garden Rose and the Rose Quartz Crystal. And before I get into the reading, I just want to say thank you to all of you for subscribing, supporting me, leaving me messages over the last year and a half. It means so much to me. I absolutely adore all of you. And if this is the first time you're joining me, welcome. I hope you enjoy the reading, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel, liking the reading, commenting. It is greatly appreciated. And I do private readings. So if anyone is interested in working with me, you can just go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can look up all kinds of information about my services there. So let's get into this reading. So the first card that you received is Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Axe, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Health, warrior, creation. Slave, surrender your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Oops, there you go. And then birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Followed by in Rama, where are you being called to journey to? And the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh. Okay, so pile number 2, the energy that's coming forward is that you are a very creative individual. Now, this might mean that you're artistic, but we can be creative in a lot of different ways. It just means that you have lots of ideas, you have potential to create a lot of innovation in your lives, in the lives of others. I bet you have a lot of different ideas about how problems can be solved. Maybe you are looking at the world through a different lens. And I think that you potentially have these keys inside you that really could bring about a brand new way of living life for lots of different people. So it could mean that you have a great philosophy. You could teach people how to embrace their own gifts and how to be more authentic or live healthy lives on a physical sense. Like you could come up with a new fitness routine or, you know, a new healthy eating plan, something like that. It might have something to do with an innovative product that could help people. There is some sort of innovation that just naturally comes to you is what's coming forward. Like you might actually be reluctant to actually take action on some of these things because I think for many of you, you get lots of ideas. Like they're just constantly pouring into your mind and you don't really know what direction to go in. Like you just potentially even think that everyone gets all of these ideas, and they do not. They do not all get those ideas. But I also think that there's a certain amount of fear around potentially losing a sense of security, but also a fear of success. That if you take action, you move forward, and things are successful, all of that is on you. You have to take, you know, control of that. You have to be the one leading the charge forward, and you're not entirely sure that you want to go into that battle. You want to be that warrior. You want to be that leader. I think to a certain degree, you know that you are meant to do that. You're meant to be in a leadership role. Even if you don't all recognize how special the ideas are that are coming to you, I think that you do recognize that at least you look at life through a different lens than other people. And you might have had a real wandering spirit. You might have been restless. You know, you might have been a late bloomer too, because you had so much to offer. You had so many ideas, so many interests that you might have had trouble sort of figuring out what kind of career you wanted to go into, or figure out what area of the world you wanted to settle down in. It might have been a struggle for you, and that might also make you fearful of choosing one particular pathway, because what if you lose interest in it? Or what if you don't have what you think you have? What if you don't have all of the skills and talents that you think you have? What if you're fooling yourself in some way? But I get the sense that everything that you have spent time learning is all part of this bigger picture. Nothing goes to waste. None of it is, none of it came into your life. None of it was something you were interested in by accident. It was the same as all of the creative ideas, the innovations that come to you. You had these interests that were gifted to you by spirit, so you could go out and gather all of these skills, all of these tools that you would need to be able to fight this battle that you're going to be up against. And the battle could be with others, but it could be with self too. If you're going into a business, you're bringing something fresh and new to market, you're gonna have to fight against your competition. You're gonna have to fight for space, but you also have to fight against your own fears and the doubts of others as well. And in the beginning, no one will necessarily, really get what you're trying to sell or what you're trying to share. It will take time, and then finally the light bulb will go on and they'll get it. And you just have to get to a point where you're surrendering to what spirit is guiding you towards. And that's where your true hidden potential lies. That you have the abilities to manifest so much for yourself and for others, but unless you have faith in what you're doing, unless you surrender to that and just move forward even if it doesn't make sense, you will never achieve this, because this is connected to destiny. And this has been coming up in the last couple of readings, the difference between fate and destiny. Fate are the events that are predetermined. No matter what you do, they're going to unfold exactly as they were written. Destiny is opportunities that are presented to you that you can grab hold of. You can become this great success. You can become this person. You can open that doorway, but you have to grab onto it. You have to have faith. You have to trust that this is for you, and you go after it. But part of that journey is also surrendering to the fact that you don't know what the path looks like. So you can't hang on to anything too tightly. You can't say to yourself, well, okay, I'll take a risk, but it has to come to me in this narrow way. You know, like wanting to be an actor and saying, okay, well, unless I get a big movie deal, I'm not going to have faith that I have any talent in this. Whereas you might be guided to use that talent for acting in a really unconventional way. You're being guided towards something that's innovative. It's like you got the birthing a new age. So this is something that does not exist yet. You are creating it. So you can't necessarily look to what has already happened to determine where you're going. And that's part of what's been an issue for you in the past, because you are interested in things that already exist, but none of them feel quite right to you. And that's why you lose interest and you move on to something else, because you're the one that's going to be creating your sacred space. You're going to take everything that you've learned from all of these different pathways and you're going to bring it together and you're going to create something innovative, and you're protected. Spirit has your back. You are going to be a huge success, but you have to overcome that fear. Okay. Let's get some more cards about, you know, what this is all about. Okay. Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. What did I say? Okay, so you got the milestone card, the honoring path, the loving man, joyous fun, hidden motivations. So the hidden motivations is talking about all of the things that you love, that you want to participate in, the hidden desires that you have, and you unlocking them and letting them see the light of day. A lot of this will be linked with things that you loved when you were a child. A lot of the things that are truly authentic are manifest the most, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? You're the most authentic when you're a child because you aren't trying to wear a mask. So all of this, your true identity is more visible, is the word I was looking for, to the world when you're young. So you need to get back into that energy. Now, the loving man, I don't think is necessarily truly talking about just one person. This could be talking about a love relationship or you know, a man that has a lot of love energy for you. But I think that this is more about people showing appreciation for you, that you're going to be given rewards. You're going to be given this honoring path where people are like, yes, you've created something. We believe in you. We want to see more of this. Maybe you're on a public stage. Maybe you are creating something else, like a product or a business that's a huge success. But you are going to reach this milestone of success. And I do get the sense that there's going to be many. So lean into that and celebrate those, because oftentimes we have this goal that we want to achieve. And we know that there are little mini successes that we'll have to have on that road to the big goal. But oftentimes we only pay attention to the end goal. So you might be wanting to be a successful actor, like going back to the example I gave before. You want to be a successful actor. The end goal is that you're going to be in Hollywood films. But obviously, you've got to get yourself in front of people. You have to meet the right casting agents. You have to, you know, do the right things. And so you get booked for a commercial. And yes, you're happy, but you're not celebrating it the way that you should, because it's not the movie that you want. But the commercial is here in the now, and that's all that you have. That's all you're guaranteed. So those are your best opportunities to mirror that energy of success and abundance. That's your opportunity to completely, surrender to that energy, show the gratitude that's necessary that will create the vibration that you need to get in alignment with the bigger goal. So I hope that makes sense. So celebrate the small victories because they're just as important as the major abundant opportunities. Energetically, there's no difference. And obviously, it's also going to help you feel more contented in your life on a daily basis. And it will help you to bring people towards you that could really help open up those doorways and possibly help you to see how special all of these hidden talents are. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's get some final cards. So I just want to get some final advice for you on things that you could do potentially to help yourself surrender and get into this energy of innovation. What can pile number 2 do to bring out their hidden potential? Okay. All right. Okay, so you've got the Page of Pentacles, then the Knight of Pentacles. So right now, you're in this energy of the Page of Pentacles. You've got an idea, there's certain dreams that you have. It might not be fully fleshed out. It might just be very abstract. You're like, oh, I think it would be amazing if this product existed. You don't know how it would be created. You don't know, all of the details of the product or how you would sell it or what markets it needs to be in. You just know that this feels right to you. So continue to think about it, but start to surrender to the energy of I am going to take action on this. Start to try and think about where you could potentially move forward, and those ideas will come to you. The Knight of Pentacles is all about the action that we're taking, and this particular card has this pumpkin on it, and pumpkins are connected to the energy of abundance, and this person literally has a pumpkin head. So as you start to surrender and you truly start to accept that this is your pathway forward, ideas will start to come forward to you that will help you to find the pathway forward. They will help you to maybe you don't know every single step. You might only know 3 or 4 steps ahead, but it'll be enough to start the ball rolling. And the Chariot is talking about that. Moving forward on your path, balanced energy, and the Justice card. So you're going to get what's owed to you. And I also get the sense that whatever your innovative idea is also has to do with bringing justice in some way. Now, I don't necessarily mean law. I just mean that you're going to be solving some problems so that things are, equitable. Things are going to be fair, or it's going to be easier for people. There's some benefit of whatever you're trying to do to others around you. So this is something that the universe wants for you. But I do need to point out that these are pentacles, which means that it will take longer to manifest. This isn't going to be overnight success. Just be okay with that because it'll be more sustainable. It's starting with a pentacle as well, right? The Ace of Pentacles is where all of this started. That you're going to get these ideas, you're going to plant those seeds, you're going to work through the details of it, you're going to believe in yourself, you're not going to allow the doubts of others or the pushback of your competitors to derail you. You're going to know that this is what you're here to do, you're going to fight for what you want, and ultimately you're going to get the justice and the rewards that are owed to you. And I hope that you really embrace this and get started on this right away, because I just feel like this is the missing piece. I think that for some of you, you felt like things were not feeling quite right. There was a missing piece, and the missing piece is you allowing yourself to authentically express yourself. You did pick the rose quartz, completely loving self, who you are and what you want to do with life is perfect. It's exactly who you're meant to be. So allow everyone else to see that too. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. This was such a pleasure, my friends. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. Definitely subscribe or like if you enjoyed this reading and you like my style. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me, as I mentioned earlier, I do private readings. You can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can find out all kinds of information about my services, my prices, my availability. I do tarot card readings. I also do spiritual coaching sessions, which are a live tarot card session where I work with the cards and I also channel, and I also do past life readings, and I can channel from your spirit guides, and I do Reiki sessions, and everything is distance. I utilize Zoom, so no matter where you are in the world, I can work with you. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3, welcome back. So you picked these beautiful purple flowers and the amethyst point. And before I get into the reading, I just want to thank all of you for all of the support that you've given me over the last year and a half. I am so grateful for all of your kind words and all of your support. It means the world to me. And for everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel and liking the reading if you enjoy it, or leaving me a comment. It means so much to me. And if anyone is interested in working with me, I do private readings. You can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can find all kinds of information there about the services that I offer. So let's get into this reading. We are going to be looking at what your hidden potential is and how you can bring that forward so that you can utilize it in this life. So let's see what cards you have. Parrot Spirit, watch your words. Hawk Spirit, let Spirit be your guide. Self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. Criticism, upheaval, balance, companion, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. And then the 6 of Cups. Oh my God. So pile number 3, it looks like the connections that you have with others, the community that you build is integral to your life purpose. You might have strong potential to actually help people find balance in their lives and to help them see all of the potential that they have. I think that you are a person who likely throughout this life will go through a process of self-discovery and enlightenment, where you get to a place where you start to see that maybe you've been really critical of others, but maybe it comes from a place of being critical of self. You might have grown up in a family where there were high expectations of what you would do for others or what you would succeed at and how you would create abundance and what you would achieve. And you were marked by that, like your worth was measured by the external validation and success that you brought. But I think that it might have caused you to feel like if you weren't succeeding at everything, that you were a failure in some way. And either now or later on down the road, you're going to be going through a process of potentially loss, because the upheaval card can be talking about the Tower. You might have already achieved a lot, and there might be a certain element of loss, but it's a gift. It won't feel like it at the time. Like you'll feel like you are a failure. You'll feel like, you know, it's the worst experience of your life potentially. But it's clearing out space so that you can be on your own to potentially start to heal those wounds. And so you can start to be your own best friend, and it will change the way that you not only view yourself, but everyone else around you. You're not going to have that critical inner dialogue any longer where you're looking at everyone around you with this critical eye and you're looking at yourself in the mirror with a critical eye. You're going to start to see the abundance in everyone. Demeter is on this card, and she is the goddess of the harvest. And you are going to create that. You're going to inspire growth in others as well. And it looks like it has a lot to do with the things that you're saying to people, because you got this watch your words card. So you might have had a tendency to just tell people like it is, right? You just lay it out. This is what I think. This is what I feel. And you're just like blunt about it. But I think that you were coming from a good place. Like you wanted to be able to be authentic to yourself. And I think that you might have grown up in a household where you had to have a thick skin. Maybe your family members were really blunt with you and you feel like everyone needs to just, like accept it. Like if you're telling the truth, why do you have to sugarcoat everything? But I think that you're going to get to a place where you start to recognize the limitation in that kind of belief, to recognize that, creating connections and highlighting the very best qualities or even the potential in someone can change the course of another person's life. And inadvertently, it changes the course of your life as well, because they start to react to you in a different way. They start to have like really fond memories of spending time with you, and they also emotionally want to give to you. I think that you'll end up finding that you have a lot more connections with people that bring that loyalty and unselfish energy into your life, which will create this balance for you. And I think that you're going to start to value different things than you have in the past. And you might completely change the direction of your life with this get off the treadmill. It might be a situation where you simplify. You decide, like, you know what? I don't want to grind it out every single day and like work and work and work for a company that doesn't value me. I would rather, work less and spend more time with my family, and the job title that I have is not really important. Or maybe I want to start my own thing so that I can work remotely, or I'm going to find something in my field where I could work remotely. I get the sense that you're going to want to take time out. Now, it could be that you lose a job and that job has been part of your identity. And when you lose that, you end up, isolating yourself. Maybe you go on a vacation, you get away from everything just to regroup and focus on your self-care. And that's when you confront all of these things. But it is going to be guided by spirit. It will naturally unfold. You don't have to seek these answers. Like, it will come to you. And like, it might be a little uncomfortable because you are dealing with your own ego. Dinosaurs, there's this dinosaur, I don't know what they're called. It's a bird. Dinosaur bird. Dinosaurs are a symbol of outdated thinking and our past sort of holding us back, remnants of that, because of course the dinosaurs are extinct. All we have left are their fossils. But you can have those kind of fossils affecting you from your own past trauma. So you have to go back and look at your core beliefs, and you have to sort of ask yourself those questions. Not to punish yourself. It's not to like get to a place where you're critical of yourself. It's to have a deeper understanding of self. Look at yourself with an inquisitive eye so that you can just understand better. When you have a gut reaction to something, stop yourself and say, okay, why do I feel this way? You don't have to ever share any of these inner dialogues with other people. You don't have to go and see a therapist or talk to friends or family about this. This can be all done on your own. You just need to be critical of your own initial reactions to things, because we think that we're being very logical and we're seeing everything as it truly is, but our view of things is tainted by our own experience and the assumptions that we have. So we do have to be sort of cautious about that, because we can actually close doorways to ourselves. You could close yourself off from beautiful connections with people because you are looking at life through a certain lens. And you could also close yourself off from finding that balance and having the adventure that you really seek, because you feel like you're tied to some sort of title or some sort of like responsibility, this sense of being practical. But it's all based in this outdated thinking, these ideas from the past. So let's get some more cards and find out a little bit more about your hidden potential. Okay, so let's see. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is elaborating on what I was already talking about. So you got the back and forth card. So that balance again. Finding that balance, being able to balance out the desires of your heart and the practical needs of just being human, you know, like feeding ourselves and all of that stuff. But I think that you might even tip the balance a little bit away from just being in a place of power, but to be present in your power. Like who are you right now in this moment? If you never achieved another thing, what do you have going on in your life right now that you could feel happy and contented about? You know, like where can you find that peace? Because I guarantee there are things that you can find gratitude for. They might be small things. Like I try and remind myself of the things that I am grateful for that are small on a daily basis. I've talked about this before. I'm always grateful for my morning coffee. So grateful. I am grateful for the little coffee shop that's right outside the subway station that I can go and pick up my coffee from, and the woman who runs it when I'm running behind and I can't make coffee for myself in the morning. You know, like things like that. Like how can you start to like rebuild a new narrative in your mind, not only of the things that you love that you are doing, but also the little things that are going on in your life that others are doing for you, like those small gratitudes. Where are you finding opportunities for creative expression? If the answer is none, then this is something that you need to step into, because you are a creative soul. Like there is something that you need to express, right? Going back to the watch your words. Like maybe you are a songwriter. Maybe you are a poet. Maybe you are a painter or a designer in some way. And because you're not doing this, you're critical of, you know, the things that you are doing because you see it as a sacrifice. Now, you might have to have a practical job, but that doesn't mean you can't have a side hustle and do something outside of your work that you absolutely love. And maybe it will build to a point where that could actually be bringing in some income. And then maybe you only have to work part-time at the job that you don't really like. You need to get committed to what you value. And I think for many of you, it has a lot to do with being creative. I think that it has a lot to do with having peace in your life, taking a break, you know, going on a respite, going on a retreat, things like that. And then when you're recharged, you can hit, you know, your obstacles or your goals with as much power as you possibly can muster. So, you know, if you get 3 weeks of vacation, plan an amazing trip for yourself. Indulge in that. Allow yourself to spend that money on yourself so that you can come back and you're rejuvenated and you have felt like you've achieved something, and then you can go back to your work and you have more enthusiasm for it. And also take steps towards the things that you really love. So if you like your job, or at least you're content with it, but you hate the actual products or the people that you're working with, look for a new job. Don't assume that you're never going to find anything better, or this is as good as it's going to get. Like, there's some self-limiting beliefs that are coming forward. Self-limiting beliefs around how the opportunities that are available to you, the capabilities of others around you. Like, there's a little bit of critical viewing of other people, and that's coming from a place of being critical of self. So don't assume that there is a limit on anything. And anyone that you meet in your life, I guarantee if you try, you can find something about that person that you really like. They don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. Just try and accept people for who they are, and then you'll have an easier time accepting yourself. And that's what it looks like, is your true, this hidden power. You have the ability to inspire people, to make them feel so loved and so completely accepted. But you have to overcome this barrier that you have where you're having trouble accepting yourself. So let's find out what okay, just want to make sure I have the cards right side up. What can you do to do this and create this in your life? Okay, oh my God. Okay, so you got the Devil. You also got the Eight of Swords. So like I was saying, there is self-limiting beliefs. The Eight of Swords is talking about being in a prison of your own making, feeling like you are not going to be able to succeed because life isn't fair, or you're too old, or other people have more opportunities, or they don't like you and you don't know why. And that isn't necessarily true. If you are meeting people and you already have in your mind, they don't like me, then that's the vibration that you're emitting. They'll respond to that. They'll feel uncomfortable around you. So no matter how somebody reacts to you, or, like what their energy feels like, don't assume that it has anything to do with you. They might have had a horrible argument with their spouse before they got to work, or they might be feeling really down about something else. So don't assume that it has anything to do with you. And then with this Devil card, there is this need to break free of ego and how you identify yourself, like where you put value. Let go of anything that's connected to the physical world, because this is all an illusion. You are potentially someone who's super successful and abundant and attractive in this life, and things could be totally different in the last life. They might have been different or they'll be different in the next life. They could have been different in the last life. This is, like I always say, this is just an illusion. So you have to go deeper than that. And once you're able to do that for self, you can do that for others. And where you've got this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it will go to a Ten of Pentacles in the upright, where not only are you financially abundant, but you're abundant in community as well. But you've got to manifest it. And honestly, you have the potential of creating this for yourself and others. Everything that we struggle with in life is all designed to help us have epiphanies, so we learn the lesson, and then that changes our vibration, and then we share that with other people. So everything that I'm saying to you is not a judgment. The only reason that I can read this in the cards is because I have lived some of this, and I can identify with what this storyline is. I see it because I'm familiar with it on a personal level. So don't feel judged. I love you. I want you to love yourself as much as I love you. And your community loves you, and everything is going to shift and change for you. Like, you have a very powerful role to help people to feel abundant. And then when they feel abundant, they will manifest abundance. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to know your thoughts on the reading and how you felt about the messages that came forward. Feel free to write me a message in the comments section. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you're new here, please subscribe. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me, as I said at the beginning of the reading, I do private readings. You can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can find out all of my services and booking information there. I do tarot card readings. I also do spiritual coaching, which is a live tarot card session where I use the cards and I also directly channel. I do spirit guide channeling. I do past life readings, and I also do Reiki, and everything is distance. So I utilize Zoom. So no matter where you are in the world, I can definitely work with you. So have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care.